Michael Pryor. This section looks at identifying a new innovative strategy. So this falls under determining and selecting a new strategy within the strategic development model. So the first thing we need to identify is what are the critical success factors from your SWOT and TOWS analysis. You need to have 5 key critical success factors for your organization. And the purpose of these critical success factors is to help you define how to make the competition irrelevant. You need to stand out from the industry, move yourself out of the industry, and innovate. So, blue ocean strategy. So, blue ocean strategy. Know what your customer really wants. There has to be a synergy between what you do and what your customers want. So you need to reconstruct buyer value and craft new value curves that meet your customers' requirements and future needs. So the blue ocean value strategy, the red ocean, is defending your current position. And that's an old perspective in terms of the organization. The new perspective, the blue ocean positioning, is to innovate and pursue new opportunities. So looking at the existing industry strategy and the new value strategy. The existing older strategy is to compete in the existing market. It is to beat the competition, the existing competition. Exploit existing demand within the industry and make the value cost trade-off. And organizations align the whole system of the firm's activities with their choice of differentiation or low cost. The new value strategy, on the other hand, is targeted on creating an uncontested market space and making the competition irrelevant. To do this, you have to create and capture new consumer demand and break the value cost trade-off. And the organization has to be set up to align the whole system of the firm's activities with its strategic choice of differentiation and low cost. So the key for this is, at either of these 2 points, either disruptive innovation at the bottom left, where you innovate within the industry and or simplify, or at the mature section of the life cycle at the top of the curve, creating a whole new market and industry, you move out of the industry and create a new market space. So again, we've gone through a few of these models. You have disruptive innovation at the bottom, you have continuous improvement in the middle, and then you have radical innovation at the top. And finally, as you move down towards the end of the life cycle, you can have organic renewal. The 2 points that deliver the most value are disruptive innovation or radical innovation. So innovative ideas will be profitable only if they are linked to what the buyer is willing to pay for. Buyer value is lifted by raising and creating elements that the industry has never offered before. So blue ocean strategy, let's look at some of the new value propositions. So to add value, look across alternative industries and leverage other industries' innovations or ideas. In terms of strategic groups, look across strategic groups within the industry. How can you use them? How can you form alliances with them? In terms of buyer groups, you need to redefine the industry buyer group. It doesn't have to be within your current industry. You can reach outside the industry. You're looking for commonalities between your customers. The scope for product or service offerings. Look across complementary products and service offerings that will add value to your current product or service. the functional and emotional orientation. Think about functionality and the emotional orientation of the product, service, or the industry. And the industry as a whole participate in shaping external trends over time. So again, some of the companies that have done this. Cirque du Soleil, an example of creating a new value market space by blending opera, ballet with a circus format while eliminating star performers and animals. Movico. This company differentiated itself from its competition by building a themed state-of-the-art theatre, expanding concession menus, VIP areas, reserved seating, internet ticketing. Can-Am Spyder, a three-wheel motorcycle which promoted safety for older riders. The Fiat 500. So their advertising model was completely different from any other automobile company. And the product was different. And they bundled the product differently. If we look at NetJets, NetJets was a company that differentiated itself and created a whole new market space by saying we're not a commercial airline, we're not a private jet, we're in between. And that created a whole new market space. So Blue Ocean strategy, managers need to ask which of the factors that the industry takes for granted should be eliminated. Which factors should be reduced well below industry standard? Which factors should be raised well above industry standards? And which factors should be created that the industry has never had before? So this is the model, the Blue Ocean model. Reduce, eliminate, create, and raise to create a whole new value curve. Now there are some hurdles which can block the implementation. The first one is resource hurdles, because the company has limited resources. The next one is political hurdles, where you have opposition from powerfully vested interests, both inside the organization and externally. You have motivational hurdles where staff and management are unmotivated towards the new product service. And cognitive hurdles where the organization is wedded to the current way it operates. So, a new value framework that addresses the critical success factors that have been identified from SWOT and the TOWS analysis. So you need to think what needs to be reduced, what needs to be raised, what needs to be eliminated, and what needs to be created. So again, Cirque du Soleil is a good example. So within this canvas, this is the way Cirque du Soleil looks on the Blue Ocean canvas. So the red ocean, where current competitors operate, you can see in the red lines that we have the smaller regional circuses and what their structure is. And then you have the larger Ringling Brothers Circus, the way they operate. And at the bottom, you have all the different items that we're going to be looking at for raising, reducing, eliminating, and creating. So these are the variables at the bottom that you're going to measure the results by. So we have price, star performers, animal shows, aisle concessions, multiple arenas, fun and humor, thrills and danger, unique venues, theme, refined viewing environment, multiple productions, and artistic music and dance. So again, we're comparing the new position of the new circus, Cirque du Soleil, versus the traditional competitors. So you can see at the bottom, in terms of the first two, eliminate and reduce, that Cirque du Soleil has reduced a number of different items that they feel can be eliminated or reduced in terms of customer requirements. Whereas the last two sections of raising elements that add value on this canvas, you can see have been increased and are not offered by the competitors. So as an example, if we look at the aisle concessions in Eliminate, Cirque du Soleil doesn't offer any aisle concessions of candy, hot dogs or anything else, whereas the other smaller regional circuses and Ringling Brothers do. If we look at reducing the fun and humour, Cirque du Soleil has reduced that slightly. They've also reduced the thrills and danger slightly. If we look at raising, they've raised their unique venues, they've raised the themes. They've also got a refining viewing environment, multiple productions, and they've introduced artistic music and dance. So visually, this is a great way of, in a presentation or presenting to the board, or visually seeing exactly what your future strategy entails. So your task is for your organization to work through the items you can eliminate, reduce, raise and create. And one way of doing this is with your red ocean is to show where you are at the moment. So plot that, and then your blue line will be where your future blue ocean strategy is going to position your organization.